I wanted to ask you, in your opinion, how important should be having a well-established investment thesis should be, and how could buyers work on having a good enough thesis that you will value them as good buyers and will take them to the good direction of buying the good business?
Yeah, I love this question because it's at the heart of how do you be successful as in your search to buy a company.
Right.
And like I said, I've bought a lot of companies before, and I've looked at hundreds, thousands. I've looked at thousands of companies probably in the last 10 years, right? It's very easy when you just look at the P&L of a business and you strip everything else out. If you're buying at a 3x or 3.5 or 4x or 2x or whatever the X is, as long as it's, sub 4, the numbers always work out, right? The problem is the business needs to be screaming for you and your skill sets and your passion for the business. Like, what are you bringing to the business? And having done my own search and been successful at times and not successful at times, when I was dialed in, it allowed me to find the right companies. So, if you're looking at a SaaS business and then you flip and you start looking at an e-commerce business, there's not a lot of connection between the two. The margins are different. The ways to acquire customers are different. The operations are different. Customer support is different. Logistics are different. There's not a lot that crosses over. So you don't get any of the leverage by looking at 20 e-commerce companies. And by the 20th one, you're dialed in. You know what the margins should be like. Deal number 8, they were really good at this. And deal number 20 is not actually doing this. So maybe I can apply this. So I see a lot of people that are sort of scatterbrained at the beginning. And I reference it to Ignacio. It's like you're scrolling Instagram or TikTok, like you're looking for a business to buy. And that's not how it can work, right? You'll typically just waste a lot of time and never end up doing a deal, but you'll have a lot of dopamine hits throughout the process. But that doesn't actually help your bank account. It doesn't help your lifestyle. So I always say,
go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. So when someone is looking for a business to buy, they need to, go 5, 6, 10 years ahead and look back and say, what kind of lifestyle do I want? Is this business, going to replace my income? Do I want to build a big team? Do you want to raise VC money? Do I want to go huge? Do I want something on the side? By answering those questions 5, 10 years out, you can work yourself backwards into, I actually love my W-2. I just want to build something on the side and have some extra security. Or I want something for my spouse to quit their job. Or I want this to fully replace my job. Well, all of a sudden you need to, buy a much bigger business. This isn't something on the side. So once people are able to identify where they want to be in 5, 10 years and look backwards, a lot of those questions start to self-answer. And I don't think there's a right or wrong answer. It's just a right or wrong answer for you, right? Because everybody's in a different circumstance. And the risk that I'm willing to take on right now with 3 kids is very different than the risk was 7 years ago when I didn't have any kids. Right. So there's all these different factors in play. And so when people are able to identify what they want to do, the risks that they're okay with, what they want their day-to-day to be like, and then they identify their own strengths that they're bringing to the deal, all of a sudden you're going to narrow that funnel really small. And that's okay. There's a lot of funnel out there, there's a lot of businesses, and you'll waste a lot of time.
Absolutely. You just go back and forth and you're not really to close anything if you don't just really aim, right? It's like having a sniper or a machine.
Exactly.
Right? You want to have that sniper and make sure you got the right shot at the right time.